Welcome back to another session, bread and their types. In this session, we will see the varieties of breads, base, hard rolls. First one is hard roll. The ingredients are 500 grams of bread flour, 10 grams of salt, 7 grams of yeast, and 300 ml of warm water, 25 grams of butter. So the recipe is as follows. You have to mix the flour and salt and yeast. Gradually add the warm water and knead until a smooth dough form. Knead in butter if it is necessary. Let the dough rise for 1 hour until doubled in size. Preheat the oven to 220 degrees Celsius. Shape into rolls, place on a baking tray and let rise for 30 minutes. Bake for 20 to 25 minutes until golden brown in color. So the soft bread roll you have to use. Second one is soft bread roll. 500 grams of all-purpose flour, 100 grams of salt, 7 grams of instant yeast, 300 ml of warm water, 50 grams of butter, softened for softening, 25 grams of sugar. So the recipe is as follows. Mix the flour, salt, sugar and yeast gradually and add the warm milk and soften the butter and knead until smooth. Let the dough rise for 1 hour until doubled. So the bread shape into the rolls and place on a baking tray. Let rise for another 30 minutes. Preheat the oven for 200 degrees Celsius. Bake for 15 to 20 minutes until lightly. So the third recipe is all about French bread, baguette. The ingredients as follows: 500 grams of bread flour, 10 grams of salt, 7 grams of instant yeast, 300 ml of water. The recipe is as follows. You have to mix the flour, salt and yeast, add the warm water gradually, knead until smooth, let rise for 1 to 2 hours until doubled, shape into long baguette and place on a baking tray. Preheat the oven to 230 degrees Celsius with a steamy tray. Bake for 20 to 25 minutes, adding steam to the oven for crispy crust. Next one is white pan bread recipe. 500 grams of bread, 10 grams of salt, 7 grams of yeast, 300 ml of warm water, 500 grams of softened bread, 25 grams of sugar. Now we will see the recipes. You have to mix the flour, salt, sugar and yeast. Add the warm water and butter, knead until smooth. Let rise for 1 to 2 hours until doubled. Shape and place in a greased loaf pan. Let rise for another 30 minutes. Preheat oven to 190 degrees Celsius. Bake for 30 to 35 minutes until golden brown. Hollow sound when it is tapped. Brioche recipes as follows. We have to use 500 grams of all-purpose flour for making brioche, 10 grams of salt and 7 grams of instant yeast and 50 grams of sugar, 7 grams 100 ml of warm milk and 5 large number of egg and 250 grams of butter for softening. So for making brioche, the method as follows. We have to mix the flour, salt and sugar and yeast together. Add the warm milk and beaten egg. Knead it well until it is smooth. Knead the butter gradually until fully incorporated. Let rise for 1 hour until doubled. Shape and place in a loaf pan or a braid for a decorative loaf. Let rise for another 30 to 45 minutes. Preheat the oven to 180 degrees Celsius. Bake for 30 to 35 minutes until golden brown in color. Now we will see the sweet rolls. So the sweet roll recipe ingredients as follows: the 500 grams of all-purpose flour, 10 grams of salt and 7 grams of yeast, 50 grams of sugar and 250 grams of warm milk, 100 grams of butter and softened for softening, 2 large number of eggs. As last recipes, we have to follow these. Next one is all about Danish pastry. So you have to mix the flour, sugar and salt, add warm milk and egg knead until it is smooth. Roll out the dough, place the cold butter together and fold it. You have to cut into shapes and fill with the desired filling. Preheat the oven 190 degrees Celsius and bake it. Next one is all about croissants. You have to follow as like the donut. With this, we will close this session. Thank you.